what other frog fraction style mini games have you embedded in this code?
Welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. I'm Vin, that's Jordan, that's Sandro, and together with you, Shatreal Dynamic, helping us form Cocaine Voltron, Canes of Justice. Yeah, I was talking to the pre super shows, and man, I've been going down a rabbit hole. I've been playing around with ARM, but I've been playing around with Steam. So that means I've been playing around with Box 64, Box 86, and this FX thing, because we talked about it last week, and I was like, I want to get up to speed on this, like a little bit, maybe just a smidge. Holy hell, that is like a rabbit hole filled with side quests, man. Interesting things to play around with. I might have like a little bit of a guide, because I wanted some gaming stuff for getting Armbian with the Rockchip 3588s, because I'm sure there's like a press button to receive Steam for like Raspberry Pi 5s. A bit more involved on the Armbian side, but just curious. Been having a good time with that. How about you, Jordan? What you been up to, man? Outside of your Jellyfin USB tech support?
Yes, the adventures in reinitializing a raid. No, it's been a pretty low key week. A
key week. I don't know. After I was all drained last week after shoveling. This week was very much let's do as physically little as possible and try to get away with that. Form of Jello.
Form of Jello. I was talking about it in the previous super. She's so super, you guys. Yeah. Sean Connery, a mustache skewer. No, so we finished Twin Peaks. We're back on the Farscape train. Yeah, I like Farscape. That show holds up. It is light enough that like none of like the nitpicky stuff really matters, because you're just like whatever. They're just hot Australians and boatloads of makeup.
It's good. You get the practical effects, and it's a decent enough story. We were talking about that. Like, there was never really like just a horrible series of yeah. And for me, I know I'd just now do you bring that up? I would just go straight to Harvey. Like, where does Harvey show up? Because like for that hit me in the right spot back in the day, dude. I'm like, this is insane. This is just unreal.
Yeah.
That I did the rewatch, and I'm like, they aired this.
Yeah. Well, and like the wife has not seen this yet, so we got to give her the preamble. She's got to learn who Scorpius is before we get into Harvey, right? Yeah. You gotta slow drip.
Let it hit appropriately. All right, Sandy, man, that door's closed this week, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
You know what they say: when God closes a door, they open. Sandy Martin.
That printer will start working.
I'm like the repercussion.
Just the Reaper, no cushion.
Yes.
Just the concussion.
There goes Sandy cushioning. What's going on, man?
This is life, man. Like, all I do is live in a constant state of concussion.
All right.
You know, it is what it is. You know,
I haven't concussed myself yet in 2025. That's not a challenge.
I mean, stage light just falls on your head.
Yeah, exactly. The server off to the side explodes.
Yeah, I'm talking that good old-fashioned head trauma where things taste a little funny after you smack yourself and you're like, yep. All right, you go sit down for a minute. What you been up to, Sandra? You played any fun games this week? You got anything going on? Anything?
Well, I did try out a certain game that we're going to be talking about later.
Allegedly.
But allegedly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
And I look forward to.
I told Sandy to switch browsers. He fucked off for like 30 minutes. So
yeah, I did. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm lighting to smoke while."
You gotta go into the Canadian backwoods and like pick a fresh browser executable, right?
Exactly.
Like, you can't just go down to the store here. They grow wild in the soil.
Yeah, just like a horse.
Absolutely not.
I mean, yeah, we planted the horse many years ago, and it sprouted into a very, very awful tree. It has some Ragnar Lothbrooks hanging off of it. It's very, very lovely. It's the Steam
Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's finally here. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Team Fortress 2 SDK. is the thing. Look at this website. You can move it around. I love it. This thing's so old and so janky. I'm a huge fan. Oh man, so this is going to be really good for modding. Valve has released the Team Fortress 2 SDK, and a couple things you should know about this. You know, you're not going to be able to like put this on a different platform. You're not going to be able to use this to, you know, you can head over to GitHub, take a look at it, play around with it, because, you know, unless you can find a way to re-implement, you know, the source engine, things are going to stick on x86. You're not going to be getting, you know, your ARM ports or anything like that, which made me wonder, like, why is source still closed again? I know nobody wants to go through the headache of pulling out all the proprietary bits, but you might not be able to launch your Team Fortress 2 Classic for a little bit due to this massive SDK update. And, you know, some people were theorizing, they're like, is this going to make cheaters' life easier? They're going to be a little more hacky with this, but apparently not by much. And my favorite thing about this entire release is the game name is Frog Fortress 2, according to Missy Eltoad.
But like that's the thing. When I see that, my brain immediately goes to, okay, but what else did you hide in here, Josh? What other Frog Fraction style mini games have you embedded in this code, you son of a bitch? I know how the gamer brain works, and we're all damaged. No, but like it's good to see that this is all free for your non-commercial use, and like, it isn't open source, but you do basically get all of the game code, like all of the server and client code is just there. It's not like free or open source or anything, but it is available. And they said, like, yeah, go nuts with it. You can even make new games. I want to know what the time to like Skibbity Fortress 2 is going to be when someone just like, it just goes, yeah, it goes full circle, and we just like implement, you know, Gary's mod shit in as its own standalone game. I really hope people make some crackdown shit with it. And yeah, to the point of like, you know, won't this help the hackers? I don't think the hackers need any more help at this point. The fucking security of TF2 is like Swiss cheese.
That's easy. Sudo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Sudo bang bang, right?
Yeah. Dude.
run at his root.
Yeah, this is kind of wild. I didn't expect to see this. You know, that was my first thought, you know, not a software developer. I'm like, oh, can we get this on ARM? Can we get this on Apple? And I was like, nah, that's not really going to help with that. But still need to see, and what are people going to do with it? Also, why did it take so long? Was there a Team Fortress 2 SDK I just didn't know about? Or
yeah, for like modding and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was the SDK for mods, but there wasn't like an actual proper.
Oh, apparently we're still echoing.
Oh, we're still echoing?
Yes.
What?
Good.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. You want
echo.
Me to... Yeah,
echo.
right.
Echo.
Echo.
Echo base,
yeah,
I'm
like,
coming
but
in.
they never had like a full-on implementation of the Source SDK with TF2. And that's like because I'm pretty sure Counter-Strike had like the full-on support and for the SDK, but yeah.
Well, I mean, they release those pretty often, like for mods and whatnot. If you go into like the tools and whatnot, that's all there. Yep. They have like the various source engine SDKs. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. I guess
it's good for modding. We'll see.
It's good for modding. Like I said, I really want to see some people like take this and make some new games out of it. Just because you can, and they recommend that you do. So I hope to see that. But you won't see them on sale on Amazon anytime soon. That's for sure.
Dun dun dun.
All right. We gotta pull up our LinkedIn lunatics here for a minute.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to log into LinkedIn in order to fight off the recruiters and read this post from Ethan Evans, who is the former VP of Prime Gaming at Amazon. He says, "We failed. Why did we fail? All the obvious reasons that people have been talking about for years about Steam competitors not really offering much of a compelling product to bring people over." It's a fairly in-depth write-up, and yeah, they basically says what we've all been saying for a very long time. And I wanted to use this as an opportunity to roast MBAs, but this guy actually has an engineering degree, so I can't really do that anymore. or at least in this case. But yeah, like, I mean, what did Amazon Gaming do? They gave away some free games. They gave away a lot of like promotional items. I know they were giving away back when I was playing Pokemon Go. They had a lot of like, oh, sign up for Prime, link your Prime Gaming account and get free items. Yeah. And they did that with like a lot of different games as well. I think Destiny had some, Fortnite had some as well. They were giving out free games on GOG. I remember they gave out Knights of the Old Republic 2, I believe it was. And like, yeah, you know, that's all nice and whatever, but we've seen that giving away free games doesn't actually do much. And really, the big killer here is the network effect. Steam has been the default store for a very long time. And like, personally, I have thousands of dollars tied up into Steam right now. Many of us do, because we've been buying games on the platform for so long. And if you want people to migrate off of that, you do need to provide some kind of compelling alternative. Epic has really failed to do that. Amazon tried. They spent a shit ton of money, apparently, and they weren't able to do it.
It blows my mind, man. It puzzles
they had
me,
Twitch.
Well, they got like, Twitch. Okay, I'll get to that in just a second. But like, we've said it before. Valve can win just by sitting back and be like, not being evil, just chilling out, making a good product that people want, not going out of their way. They're like, hey, we got a store, and all the other bits that you would normally assume with it. And this was never going to work at Amazon. Can you imagine Amazon not trying to Amazon up any type of store? You know, it'd be like, you go to your store.
They need to loss lead that, right? Like,
even loss lead, it's just going to just the amount of shit you're bombarded with when you go to the Amazon page now with like the pop-ups and the AI things, and like they're trying to recommend deals and being shady as hell when you search for something.
Or when you go to buy something, they're like, oh, do you want the subscription to this item? So that we're going to charge
Here's
you.
the other three things, the most popular things that go with this item.
No. Okay, just imagine this. Would you like to put this game on a recurring subscription so you can buy the game every month?
Yeah, I bought like 8 copies of Concord, and I feel great.
Oh man, they would totally see. This is like that would nobody wants any of that. They're hesitant to even see. Oh yeah, add this game to your cart to find out how much it's going to cost, right?
Yeah.
Like, get stuff. That was never going to fly. And you're never going to have anything other than just a store until you know, he addresses this. You offer, you know, a place for user reviews, discussion on the game. You know, you're going to end up with like the Epic Game Store, which is just a store. And like, that's not, you're competing.
Barely a store.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the dude brought up, like, Valve is more than the store. It's built that community. Like, you're competing against the wrong thing. Like, Amazon at best would be competing against Epic Game Store to any extent of that. And yeah, to that, how Amazon has not really managed to do anything with Twitch.
And like, if you look at probably
they're not going to do anything with Twitch because they're like, oh, we're making hand over fist right now. Like, just with Prime and stuff like that. Like, they, the one point that he puts in his like little, in his little article, which resonated, I was like, he's like, yeah, a bunch of rich guys, you know, like trying to tell the user base what they want. It's like, no. The user base will tell you what they want. You don't tell them what they want.
That only works if you're Apple. But like, people bringing up a GOG in our Twitch chat and Discord, and like, you know, GOG has a value add, right? Like, they do have they do have game reviews. They have the preservation program that they're trying to do.
GOG's and they also got the big novelty, right?
Yeah, they have DRM free games. You actually own the files that you purchase, which is, I mean, a lot of Steam games you actually own the files as well. But they've started making that a little.
Listen, they get mad when you remind them.
They do make that clear though, which I do appreciate now.
Yeah.
People, I can't believe people were mad about that. Like, dude, how dare you tell people the truth?
Rage monkeys.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be mad.
Yeah.
Dude, Steam can just sit back. I would love to see, you know, Steam get some traction, but nobody's really set up to compete. You know, Epic's shown that no matter how much you give away, people will treat it as more of the, oh, this is the website I go to get a free game.
Yeah, and like, and I think the reality is, like, if you want to be a competitor with Steam, you do need to slow roll it. And in this era of like quarterly profit margins and needing exponential growth, you're not gonna be able to execute a plan on a long enough time frame to, you know, become a reasonable competitor. You just can't. The rules of running a business won't allow it.
Maybe somebody, you know, yes, Amazon, you got beat by company with 400 employees.
You got smacked around by Gabe Newell, but to be fair, we all have been. So it's join
we like it. Yeah, we're just Steam shells and GOG shells. I'm not Epic. See, this is the whole thing. You don't really feel anything for like Epic. You're like the free game place.
I play free games on Epic all the time. But to me, it's not like I don't have any particular loyalty to Epic.
You're not tied into it. You don't have a friends list on.
And beyond that, it's like I'm more inclined to play the free games on Epic because they can just disappear.
Yeah,
those aren't. I don't own those.
Introducing Schmadia, a new service. Amazon's got Luna.
It's Sweetia. It's Tim Sweeney's Stadia.
Sweeneyverse.
Sweetia.
You know, to Amazon's credit, like I went and checked out, like, because there's not like an Amazon game store page anymore. But the Luna page, like, it's good because it's just dedicated to the games that you can play on Luna. Like if they did something like that and made an actual push for it, but yeah,
Well, like they tried, but then they did that just as everyone was just like, no, thank you to Stadia. And then they're like, I'm pretty sure they saw which way the winds were blowing. No one was really into game streaming. Well,
there we go. Let's talk about some new games we got this week. Not one,
meow,
but
meow.
two. Meow, baby.
Meow. Yeah, Whisker Squadron Survivor. Not related to Shadowground
this
Survivor.
Looks like a fucking Daft Punk video, dude. What is this? This is a video game?
100%.
Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance. Man, I fucking love that movie. One more time. Interstellar 555. If you haven't watched it, it's a hour-long music video, but it is a fucking treat. This is not that though. This is Whisker Squadron Survivor, sequel to Whisker Squadron, which was kickstarted back in 2020 by the Race the Sun folks. It's more furry Top Gun action in the proud tradition of Star Fox. It's a roguelike, so you can play this over and over and over again and
be the last
only see
word.
bits and
Date?
pieces.
Is it going to be date? Come on, save the... Damn it.
Save the
what the hell,
available
man?
now.
Available now.
Save the... Okay, sure. Fine.
Star Fox roguelike. If you played the original Whisker Squadron, this is going to be more of that. This one is fully voice acted though, which is pretty nice.
Okay. All right, I'm down for that. That's currently 20% off, $15.99, and here it is. Mixed reviews, but mostly very positive with 364 in the grand total. Yeah, the Flippity Doodah LLC, and I was trying to figure out. So, like, I think the original one was like in a Next Fest a minute ago.
Okay, yeah.
And I might have played it because I've definitely played not this game, but the
Whisker Squadron.
Yeah, and this made me go dig up a game that I bought. One of the early, I completely forgot about it because hey, we all want that. We want to relive that 16-bit Super NES Star Fox
vectorized graphics.
Vectorized 3D
to 12 FPS on a good day.
Mode 7 the fuck all over my face.
Dude, we want that Super FX mojo. We want to bring it back, and like that'd be great, dude. If we get like a dogfight where it's like, just big chunky. And that's what X Zodiac was promising, man. It was very much a spiritual successor to.
100%. Yeah, like it was. I thought they nailed it out of the park with that.
Well, they're still nailing it in the park. It's still in early access since 2022, and I want the damn thing to come out, man.
I know.
Oh God,
right?
it's 2025 now. What the hell?
Right. So yeah,
what year is it?
I'm down for it. I wish him the best of luck. Race the Sun, old school Linux love from back in the day. And yeah, this has got kitty cats in it, so go for it.
Exactly. But you know what doesn't have kitty cats?
I can name two and a half things, possibly three if you give me a minute.
Okay. Well, one for starters is a new game that came out, Outrunner Neon Knights. So this is a very like Tron Light Cycle base game, but it's like cars. And so I saw that in the show notes this week and I was like, getting it. I had to do it. So it's pretty freaking cool. Like it's very simplistic. So like you're not doing like crazy jumps and stuff. You're kind of like, I would say, glued to the platform. Yeah, the floor.
What was the word I'm looking for? Floor, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ground.
Floor. I've never been there before, but I heard it's great. But yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. Like if you remember, what was the open source OpenTron or something like that? Tron NL or something.
It's got online PvP and there's a demo.
Oh yeah, and it's got
true.
controller support. Like it's pretty freaking. I'm liking it. So
we might
far.
try this on Friday.
I keep wanting to read the developer's name is George Schnitzel, but it's not that. It's George. It's George Schnitzel.
Too late. I heard you, then I read it. No, Schnitzel.
Now it's just
His
George
name
Schnitzel.
is now George Schnitzel.
I mean, listen, who doesn't like Schnitzel? Schnitzel's great.
Tron
it
light
does
cycle
kinda,
game, yeah, but with
yeah,
cars.
it kind of gives me a bit of a distance cross light cycle.
Little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
Because there's like the jumps and like the you can like switch your angle and be like on a perpendicular angle from the ground.
Right. And like one of the things I noticed is like these environments are, you just drive up walls too.
Yeah.
So like this is the worst game this is Snakes in Hell. But with DeLoreans.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm down with it. Yeah. Go try it out.
I like anything that reminds me of a Ronnie James Dio song. So yeah.
This is what you look for in your video games. Like I said, there is a demo. So go try it before you buy, man. And it's got online PvP, which it's got the online. You get an instant win if you got that.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm still waiting for Snaky Bus to go on sale because I think we'll have a blast playing that. So this might bide you over. Who's familiar with OCCT?
I thought it was a brand of cosmetics when I first read that.
Yeah,
because there is a similarly named brand of cosmetics that my wife uses.
Okay, all right. So I hadn't heard of it, and this is not like a weird thing because I live over here in my little penguin hole, my Linux hole, and I've been here since the 90s, and that's not like a weird humble brag. It's just like Linux has always worked for the operating system, so I don't pay a whole lot of attention to like benchmarking and system stress testing you build. I was recently introduced to the furry donut, the donut hole with the fur on it, the fur mark, which is good. It's got, it works on ARM, works on x86, and it's a great way to like torture your GPU. We got Geekbench, runs on Linux. That's everybody's familiar with that. Then we got the omnipresent Phoronix test suite, which if you want to test that,
IO Quake 3,
yeah, pretty good. Gets the job done, and like SBC bench. But I've been waiting, and guess what? It's 2025. 3D Mark was like, hey, we're going to release a 3D Mark thing for Linux. I'm like, the fuck you, where? And they're like, we never said that. Poof, they disappeared.
Smoke bomb.
Yeah. So OC Base is like, OCCT is going to be coming to Linux, and it's apparently their stress testing tool, and the internet knows what it is. This isn't like, and it just showed up out of nowhere, and people were very excited about it. What does it do? Well, it just melts your hardware, which is, I guess, what you're looking for. I think the weird take on this one is they're going to be coming out with this for the Steam Deck first. Like, if you're one of their Patreon backers, you can go ahead and download it and play around with it and make your deck melt gelatinous and like all nice and sloppy all over your fingers and just lick your deck off. It'll be great. And I'm not familiar with it. The one thing that kind of caught me off guard when they're like, hey, there's going to be a free version for Linux. It's coming later. You want to play with it. Good Lord, these things. What is this? Meat Canyon.
It's a Meat Canyon video. So, okay. I just want to give a shout out to Meat Canyon, because if you want some fucked up animations, go to Meat Canyon's channel. There's some bizarre shit.
Let's take a look at this. Personal use, stability testing, 3D testing, monitor, and sysinfo, and a benchmark. That's what you get. You get the personal plus Patreon, which, okay, that's cool. Remote diagnostic tools, premium support, certificate test report, no wait time. And I was like, so what does a professional thing is? Yes, what does the professional thing is? Put that on a shirt, kids.
what am professional?
Yes.
What
Pro,
IR?
Enterprise, and Enterprise Plus. I'm like, okay, so I think about this stuff because, hey, I got a copy of Reaper over here and it's licensed for small business use. And I'm like, all right, got a little YouTube channel. I'm going to be using it on the show every now and then. Okay, maybe I'll pick up something like this for interfacing Linux. What's this going to run me? Like $100? I could probably swing 99, something like that. Nah, dude.
If you gotta ask, yeah.
Get a quote.
Just write it to get a quote. I was like, I could have a conversation with somebody to buy your product, dude. Get wrecked. No.
Yeah, I know the And like I read through all this stuff and I'm like, okay, so what does this actually mean? We're getting this benchmarking stress testing tool on Linux. I guess what this can mean is that OCCT also offers certification for systems. So if you get like the badge of approval, it means that you have a relatively stable system according to this benchmark that is relatively respected across industry. So I guess this is just going to end up being like another data point in the Pro Steam Deck bucket. But the other thing I was thinking of is we are also going to be getting more SteamOS devices, the Lenovo one, the MSI one, so on and so forth. I think we're going to start seeing like some sort of tracking of handhelds, and we're going to start seeing like how, like, in terms of like system stability and performance, how they actually like directly compare to each other. And I think that's going to be very, very interesting. We've kind of just had the Phoronix test suite to be that sort of proxy, but now having a larger company take an interest in this, I guess means that we're going to start getting larger sample numbers. And I guess like especially since this is going out to beyond SteamOS as well, eventually you need to be in their Patreon to get access to it right now. But like anything on like Playtron or Gamma-Rus or Chimera OS or whatever, we're going to start seeing like what is some more concrete data points of which of these software suites is actually faster on what hardware.
Well, now I'm digging around and I'm like, okay, how low can we go in the CPU thing?
A6 7310. Ooh, we're getting baby. Down there.
Let's go.
Intel E series,
Epic,
i3s, Atoms. Okay, we're getting down there.
N300 5. Yeah, is there like Bulldozer in here? What would that be?
Love to see that.
Would it just be Bulldozer? No,
I think it would be like an FX.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
There it is.
8320.
You're looking, or the 8150 is the one you gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Let's go. Let's go. Oh man, people still posting scores
in the UK. So
yeah. What do you guys use? Let me know in the comments, man, or like let me know here live in chat. Come watch us live. We're on Twitch, 8 p.m. every Saturday to do any type of benchmarking. Because hey, this is Linux Gamecast, and I'm sure we've all run a gaming benchmark, or as we joked on the show, which is very real, a game that I have like upwards of 80 hours in, and I've probably played maybe 30-35 minutes, is Talos Principle. Why, for the longest time, that was like one of the first games that had a benchmark in it that ran on Vulkan for Linux. So like, anytime I just fire up Talos Principle and run it. But maybe you got a game that you like, like this is my standard. Do you got one of those, Sandy? Jordan?
Yes.
No,
I would say
really.
Cyberpunk
you don't have like your
2077.
2077's got a good. Yep, that's in my.
I think these days 2077 would probably be my go-to.
All right,
that's a good one.
Put on your ray tracings.
I did.
Your fringens.
I did, and I watched
Oil
the
Rush
FPS go down.
My benchmark.
Oh, dude, I liked when I was playing around with that N100. I'm like, you could do it. It's like just screaming.
That's the coil line.
Oh,
it's just like blood starts coming out of USB ports.
That's weird. Didn't know computers bleed.
The thermal paste is red. Okay,
yeah,
sure.
That's weird.
All right, GPUs, man. I talked a little bit about this earlier, man. A lot of people were talking past couple of weeks. They called the NVIDIA 50 series a paper launch. Gamers Nexus, Jay's 2 cents, and their Bauer. Rightfully so, especially with the 5090s. You just couldn't get them. They made like 12 of them and gave them out. Good luck. Still can't pick one up. 5080s stocks kind of fluctuating. And then I got to thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, I need to go have a check for the real paper launch that we all just collectively forgot about. I'm talking about, that Intel card, that B580 that launched in December, and you still can't buy them months later.
Yeah.
They don't exist. Like that's your paper launch, but hopefully this next one.
Yeah, maybe, because like the Taiwan semiconductor company can't output to the satisfaction of Intel. So if you were intending to believe Pokemon at their words, someone with a Thunderstone up their butt reported, and apparently they're this Raichu person is an actual like verified leaker. But yeah, they said that Celestial GPUs are coming. They haven't canceled that yet. Then they're going to be theoretically based on a new fab process that's going to be done via Intel's fab and not TSMC, which I don't know. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'm unclear. Apparently Intel has had some pipeline issues, which is why they were working with TSMC in the first place, because they didn't have their fabs able to produce to that
node. Yeah. And like whatever, like completely outside of my wheelhouse. Feel free to correct the shit out of all of us here when we're talking about this stuff. But
they're moving it in-house now. That is the main move.
This is the plan. I think that our big takeaway from this, like from a gaming perspective, is like, so they're not canceling it.
Yes. Yeah. They are coming, you guys. Expected you get a free copy of The Winds of Winter with them when you buy your Intel Celestial video card.
And like the Z3P is, from the leaks and all that. That's supposed to be like when they really unzip and like boom, drop it on the table.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be like the one that'll
for real this time. Yes.
Yeah. Compete. And here's the thing, the market, we're not looking. AMD's picked this up. They're like, fuck trying to compete with NVIDIA. We're going to make some mid-range stuff that people can hopefully afford, unless AMD debates us like 9 times. Like, do not buy. Whatever you do, when these new AMD cards come out, give it a couple of weeks for that price to drop 2, sometimes 3 times, just automatically. Don't debate yourself. But Intel's already shown the market's there. This is what I want to know, Intel. This new fab, bringing it in-house, that's great. Were you just making these at such a loss? Like these new Battlemage cards that you can't fill the channel? Or is it legitimately a problem with TSMC that you just cannot reserve enough time in the fab to print the damn things? Like,
or maybe their capacity has improved internally and now they're like able to do it.
Because wouldn't that be maddening as a company right now? To just like know that there's a massive market for something and you just can't get that one widget for the part.
And you're not out there right now. Like it's been months since that release, and you still don't have any more cards out.
And I mean, it sucks for us as a consumer because like that's a pretty good, okay, mid-range card, lower mid-range card, but it's $250, man.
Yeah. And I mean, there was work to like set up new fabs in the US, but we don't know where that is.
You can flip a switch on fabs too.
Yes,
like, fabs take like a decade to get up and running. So
yeah, but I mean, like it like there is like a supply chain and production issue. There's not a lot of like places where you can like physically make the stuff.
There is, and you got to deal with Apple has all the fab right now.
Yeah.
Like Apple has those checked. Even NVIDIA had to like resort to using not just TSMC but like Samsung to do some of their stuff. So like, hey, if they can bring it in-house, they can make it work. They can print money. Hopefully.
I just want the GPUs to not suck, right? Like again, we all just want player 3. Okay, Strider is every week does the Poochie thing in Discord where if you're not mentioning AMD, people need to be saying where's AMD.
Yeah.
So like, yes, there are a lot of good AMD cards out there, but as to what Ben alluded to, the pricing can get a little screwy when there's only they're only competing against Intel. If there is a player 3 in the market, then maybe there's some wiggle room and we can actually get some of that competition that we're supposed to be getting.
I mean, that's the thing. Like you effectively have a duopoly right now in the GPU market because like AMD is like, we're just going to be a little, and see, this is what's bit AMD. Time and time again with AMD wants to be, we're $50 less than NVIDIA, the company, and they can be. They have to do a value add with that. And you see the price corrections with every release is like the price gets changed 2 to 3 times after release, like within a period of a couple of months. So hopefully AMD
and then you can go on eBay and get a really, really nice used GPU.
Now, the upside, AMD's compute stack, not that great for training your LLMs, so you'll be able to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. Anybody ever heard of Twitch?
No.
Never heard of it.
No? I mean,
I only watch video on JustinTV.
You're on JustinTV, where we've been since the beginning. Great platform. We were talking about that.
Whatever happened to Justin? Is he still alive?
I hope Justin's just got like fat shacks. He's fucked off and he's having a great, life. Yeah. Because talk about like this all grew up because a dude set up a webcam in his house. Yeah. That's where we're at, man. We got kicked off JustinTV. Not for anything fun. We got kicked off Twitch, actually. When JustinTV switched to becoming Twitch, and Twitch kicked us off because we were not streaming video games. Because believe it or not, Twitch started out as a place to go stream video games, and if you were not streaming video games, they got very cranky with you. Like we were skirting a very fine line.
Yeah.
If we spent too much time just bullshitting and talking, I'd be like, get out of here. Well, one thing I've had complaints with Twitch is selective enforcement over all the years. Before Amazon bought them, it was very much like high school. If you knew the right people, you could pretty much get away with anything. It was great. I saw a friend of mine absolutely dox somebody. He didn't do it intentionally, but it was supposed to be like a big ban. He got 24 hours. Had a buddy. It's like, I got it taken care of. I'm like, that's how that works. Right on. But hey, welcome to the real world. They've made some updates to try to clean up a little bit of that. This is not the first one. It's not going to be the last one. So here's our update on Twitch enforcement system. Because, hey, you play games, you're going to be streaming your games. You're probably streaming on Twitch. Is something you need to be aware of. Violations. If you get a strike, they now expire, which is great. It's awesome. That's a good time right there, man. 96% of active streamers have never received a suspension. Yes. Which is good. Which is good. What about if you get banned, though? Well, can I open this in? Oh, yes, it's a big picture, too. Oh, yeah. I love it. Yeah, they made a nice little infographic on.
No JPEG rot for you.
No, man.
Yeah.
Dude, now you get this. Your enforcement system tab on your studio page. Your violations will appear in your naughty chart. And they will show you like what's going to drop off, your 1 day suspension, your 24 hours or, your 3 day suspensions. I was just like, I didn't know they could that. And things, you'll get banned for. You get 90 days if you're winning in your video games. Like if you're beating everybody else, and by that, I mean, you're cheating and you're caught cheating.
You're doing the Tarkov wiggle.
Yeah. Like if they catch you, if they catch those hips in motion, they're like, nope, 3 months right there. 1 to 2 years for like doing something basically unforgivable, like eating pineapple pizza live on stream. You get any real problems with pineapple pizza? I'm kind of indifferent to it. I don't think I'd like it.
I like it.
Really? I don't think I'd be against it. Like the idea of like a Hawaiian pizza type, like barbecue.
I mean, Hawaiian pizza is a misnomer. It was invented in Canada. So maybe
Bitch,
a little
we're talking about
here.
edible cheese plates, man. Like,
yeah. The innovation of putting pineapple on the edible cheese plate is purely a Canadian one. Damn it!
Before that,
I plant my flag. I will die on this hill. this pineapple and cheese covered hill.
You do it, man. So yeah, if you do something like unforgivable, you can get 1 to 2 years suspension. And what's something that's just like genuinely Twitch, you just stop trying to update this. Like every time you do this, it just gets weirder, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you get indefinite suspension, you could apply for getting indefinite unsuspension in 6 months now.
So indefinite means 6 months. Got
Indefinite's a fucking shrug emoji now, right? Yeah. I mean, you just bring us back up, man. If you committed a violation that had a 1 year expiration, you would expire yesterday, won't be active to your account, all that. Yeah, so this is basically, you get a naughty charter Tron 9000 in your dashboard, and you could be like, well, what can I get away with today? How long do I need to wait before, I don't know, man. I think the big one, though, that showed up this week was, they get this one's going to affect, it's not going to affect us because I used to abuse it, but I don't anymore. 100-hour storage limit on Twitch. If you don't know, we saved the
so cooked, man.
No, so cooked, bro. 100-hour limit. It's going to be brought in on April 19th. So if you've been saving your streams, and I mean a lot of your streams, you got 2 whole months to get that transferred. 100 hours. It's going to kick in, and a bunch of people right now learning about the YouTube export system, which is what we use to put everything on a live and uncut system. And yeah, Twitch is like, we've run the numbers, it's going to affect like a fraction of 1%. It's not going to be too big of a deal, which I guess they got to draw the line somewhere. Here's how it works.
It's video storage, right? Like it takes up a lot of fucking space.
Okay, Here's the hack. This is something that I've been like everybody who does Twitch clips, or if you've ever opened that thing to like save a stream. So let's say we're going to do this show, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go up and it'll be available for like 3 weeks. Then it'll just disappear. Like it'll delete itself, unless like if you made a clip, like we made a 5-minute clip, and they're like, oh, that'll just stay on. You can put that in your clips and your highlights. The hack was to take the entire 3-hour thing and clip the beginning to the end. And they just it's been like
there's no time limit on clips.
Like that was just like what you did to permanently save your video was like doop doop doop, and like that's just muscle memory for a lot of people that are like, wait a minute. So yeah, you got to do something. Watch out. Be careful. Don't go over your 100-hour limit.
Don't make sure that when your power goes out, that your USB hard drives are connected to a UPS.
Yeah, at what point does a clip become a chunk? Yeah, they call them chunks. So I saw a lot of people like stressed out about this. Like, I don't think this is going to affect people unless like you're just like some like digital hoarder. Export that stuff to YouTube, save it, download it, and like you dick move for the like. Listen, I feel for anybody that has like 12, 13 years of stuff on there that they've been doing that. Like, that's a lot of shit to get together, and I wouldn't be surprised. Let's go back to that Amazon thing. If Amazon's like, listen, we can up that limit for battery fitting.
Yeah.
You get battery fitting?
I see that.
Yeah.
I definitely see that.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if they could figure out a way to like pass the S3 costs on to like just punch your credit card into the Twitch console. They would.
Oh my
they
God.
would 100%.
Oh man. So what do we got? That's done with. Oh right.
Maybe you're unemployed.
We got
and
jobs.
you have
maybe you want to get
you want to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Sandy.
new job opening
How you
over
doing,
at
Sandy? What's up?
CodeWeavers.
Okay.
There's a new job opening at CodeWeavers.
Oh, you don't say, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of job?
Yeah.
Wine developer, general wine developer. So
General wine developer, sir?
get your
major
shoes
wine
off and
developer.
get ready to start
not
crushing
Lieutenant
grapes.
wine
Damn
developer.
it, I was going to go there.
Major wine developer.
Yeah, major wine developer. Start smashing. Yeah, so they're looking for someone who is an expert with C#. Get good.
Regular
knows
C,
Linux
not C
systems.
sharp.
Is it C#? I thought it was C#.
There's strong C language skills.
Yes.
Wine is written in C, so yes.
Yes. That's also true. So yeah, they have a couple of the specifications, some of the benefits that come with the job. I know I'm looking at a dishwasher position there, and because they said they always have room for dishwasher, so I was like, hey man,
Yeah, with that unlimited coffee, you need to clean all the cups. The one thing that may stop you from getting this job is so Wine is a clean room implementation of the Win32 API, and as such, your butt needs to be clean of all Microsoft code. You cannot have worked with Microsoft, for Microsoft, or reverse engineering any Microsoft code so that they can maintain their plausible deniability about not actually just ripping off large chunks of the Windows operating system and selling it as their product. So yeah.
We've talked about, anytime I think, CodeWeavers has done a lot of work with Valve, Proton, Wine, and, anytime they got an open position, I always like to throw it up here on the show, just to be like, hey, free stuff like this sounds like a very dope place to work. And like Jordan said, unlimited coffee and sparkling water. I don't know why he left that out. Maybe Jordan wants all the sparkling water for himself.
Exactly.
I do. I do. I like drinking what is effectively farts.
Yes, baby. You know it. And yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Difficulty multiplier, you got to live in Minnesota, which Canadians wouldn't, it doesn't affect them, but it's cold up there, man.
That's practically a Canadian province.
Yes, they do have some remote options as well.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know how to write a make file. That I think that is probably the biggest blocker. There is like people who understand auto make.
I see. Now I'm thinking it's like, could I bluff my way through that in a technical interview? Like, could I get a make file?
No, because they're gonna ask me one specific thing, and I'll be like, make install. W get?
Ninja?
Yeah. C make dot.
Yeah, I know. I make build folder. Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, C make dot text. I'm like, what's that? I don't know. Bye, Sandy. He closes his damn tab again. This is gonna be a weekly thing.
He ran out of memory because he's trying to compile a line.
See, this is what you get for using C#. Yeah. Oh, this is pretty quick. Hey,
Welcome back.
Hey,
there's a boy.
Yeah, that was weird.
Went to the Phantom Zone.
Feed froze and yeah.
All right. I mean, that sounds better than closing a tab.
No, God no. All I did was hit refresh.
Okay, I'll take your word.
That's the other one. The one that gets me is if you hit the side mouse button that goes back.
Oh
yeah.
That one always fucks me up. I'm like, wait, what's happening? Oh, I touched the wrong thing on the mouse.
They'll do it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for wrap up for the show proper, but head over to Linux Gamecast if you want to get in touch with us, scream in our general direction. You can find all of our info bits on our About section, but we got a contact tab. If you want to come on the show, you want to talk about your crowdfunding campaign, if you got questions about your AV stuff, gaming stuff like that, we got a forum over on Interfacing Linux. And of course, we'd love to get you on the show if you're working on an open source project, but we also have an email, which clearly tries to, because some people just can't figure this out. It is a valid email address. It is checked regularly, and you can send it in. But drop a comment, thought, hint, allegation, or question in the YouTube video over on Patreon, and we'll definitely get back to you at the very least. Guarantee you, we will read it. Now, last week, something we like to do, part of the live experience of Linux Gamecast, is the after shows, and it's where we get out of our ivory tower, which is like that tall. It's more like an ivory lift, like you would put on your
ivory thimble.
Yeah. We come down among the masses and we invite them in, and we're like, "Hey, come play some video games with us," because that's fun.
Linux Gamecast, shock, right?
Yeah, right. And
shocked.
Play with the audience and quit. That's always. I started doing that because even back when we started doing this, people were very cliquish, but I was like, just bring everybody in, get to know everybody. I always thought that was a good idea. So something we do is if we see a fun game, it doesn't matter if it's got 1 review or 0 reviews, but if it's got some multiplayer on it, we'll talk about it on the show. And definitely if it's multiplayer, we'll try it out. And that's something we did with a very spoopy flashlighty game last week, Jordan.
Spoopy flashlight game, yes. And Stevie writes in, they say, hey, thanks for playing. It was really fun watching and seeing you all have fun while learning the game and evolving your playstyles. I'll say this, there is another tool up the ghost proverbial sleeve called the Jinx attack, which can be used to disrupt the ghost hunters from far, which would probably wreck the cluster playstyle. We hope to continue providing updates to the game in the future, albeit at a slow pace, and love to see people play the game. Character, animator, and playtester, Stevie. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, I guess having a little bit more guidance at the start of the game, saying hey, your characters are able to do X, Y, Z, press these buttons to do it.
I mean, it really took us a minute. If you go back, watch that on our Uncut channel. It's also on Linux Gamecast. I posted it. And of course, we're talking about haunting hijinks.
Yes.
Which I think it was Alan that pointed out that this was part of Luigi's Mansion. There was a mini game.
Or there was a Mario Party mini game
or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
WarioWare, I think that was. Yeah.
And
it was a WarioWare.
Yeah, we had no idea. Then by the time we get to on round 3, Jordan's already talking mad smack. He's like, "All y'all bitches know how to play now. Fuck all y'all. I hate you."
Yeah.
I knew how to play and still got murdered, man. It's completely free to play.
It was definitely an interesting game. I definitely look forward to seeing more updates come and more features coming down the pipe. So definitely check it out on YouTube when you guys have a chance. It is
just go try it out, man. It's good to be able to play stuff
free,
like that.
Right?
Yeah, it's completely free.
Yeah.
Give me some feedback. And hey, thanks for watching us play the game. That's going to do it for this week, though. We're going to wind down. Then we're going to go play some not Ultimate Chicken Horse. I mean that. We're going to be playing Ultimate Sheep Raccoon in the after shows tonight, because there's a demo that I'm sure Fate will find some way to make it explode, and make sure you get your swap files enabled.
I wonder if it's going to do that thing that Ultimate Chicken Horse did, where you need to use the correct input when you first launch the game. Otherwise, it traps you on that one input that you use.
Yeah, well, that. I seriously doubt they're going to I guess, is that we'll Stay tuned for the troubleshooting.
We'll find out.
Yeah, right. You like this show. You like what we do. You want to kick us some coin and be like, believe in this shit. I like showing up on Saturdays, or you get me up every fucking Monday and I'm like, on my ride to work, you can help finance the shenanigans, people, and get some cool shit in return, too. Over at LinuxGamecast.com/support. We got LibrePay, PayPal, Bitcoin. We got Wishlist. You name it. It's all there. We got merch. We got a humble affiliate link. But if you become one of our beautiful party patrons, not only do you get your name in lights, and by lights, I mean pixels illuminated by LEDs that will come by on your screen in the video version of this podcast. Not only that, you get another version of this video podcast, the live and uncut series, the pre-show, the regular show, and the not pre-show, not regular show, call it the post-show, which doesn't seem to be a real world word according to the dictionary, I'd be like, but it still works, man. You will also, I know there's even more, get a video version of the show that's not on YouTube. Nay, why? Because it's in higher quality and it doesn't have commercials all in it. You can just download it and do all that fun stuff. Access to our show notes, access to our super secret Discord, and so much more. Really, there's like 2 other things in there. Entire tier list, patreon.com/LinuxGamecast. Thank you for making the show possible. Have a great time. Hopefully, we can bring you a little bit of the old entertainment sauce. What do you think entertainment sauce tastes like?
I think it tastes like bubblegum.
I think it tastes like
fuck
purple.
off, man. Anything that, see, I think savory when I think sauce.
When I think entertainment sauce, the first thing that comes into mind is some kind of like pink goo, almost like, you remember Ghostbusters 2, the stuff that like was flooding the sewers.
Well, okay, so you remember when like Heinz lost their damn mind and had a sense of humor for about 30 seconds? They made, like,
the green ketchup. Yeah.
Okay, see, I want like A1 to do that, except the A1 steak sauce tastes like bubble gum.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I want to see what the homicide rate is immediately following that.
They gotta call it B1 though.
B1.
Yeah, for bubblegum.
Oh, big shout out to our latest patron, Mark, coming in at the Death Note level.
Oh,
and of
hi,
course,
Mark.
Hello, Mark. Frizera, cooler.
Oh, hi, Frieza.
For that 61-month resub, along with Basil XA at 61 months as well. All the MPVs, MVPs, MP. What the fuck's an MPV?
Something the doctor diagnosed me with.
Minimum product viable? Yeah.
Isn't that a video format? Wasn't there like an MPV or something?
But there's the player, right?
Yeah. Oh no, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the video.
Yeah.
MPV.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know, dude.
I don't even know anymore.
We're just sitting back going like, let's see where this goes. Like, you know what? We just need to get the fuck out of here.
We're just having a collective senior moment. It's like, I like applesauce.
On that bombshell. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm on all the social medias. I'm just at Ven everywhere. Ven Stonen. Come say hi in our Discord. Come say hi in chat. Doing Trackmania this coming up Tuesday. Do that on Tuesdays and Fridays with the Team 2 crew. You're welcome to join. We'd love to have you in a little bit later. And Interfacing Linux. If you got questions about your Linuxy bits, or you just want to watch some of the awesome bullshit I like to put out trying to help people, the creators among you who want to make some stuff and use that Penguin-powered operating system to do just that.
I'm Jordan. I may not taste like bubblegum, but I am covered in pink goo. Find out why by following me on Mastodon at Frojo at mass.linuxgamecast.com or on Blue Sky at Frojo at bsky.app.
And you can also taste purple with me on Mastodon with at Altimore at mass.linuxgamecast.com, because that's the only platform I'm on, baby.
Quit bragging. Vampire Survivors, where's your fucking multiplayer? I want that.
I don't know, MPV, I'm like, Vampire Survivors?
Vampires, man. I don't know, it was like down there, that's just all I thought about. Anyway, here's some credits.
All right. Yeah, we will mess up your CRT monitor, all right. It'll be all weird and wiggly. We gotta thank
all over the floor, baby.
Indeed, we gotta thank our advisor Arthur, and we gotta thank our executive producers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Ian, Eshep, Kurdaki, Drummer, the Targos, Barbara Emp, Scott, Atomic, our little Nikki fans, Eggy, Basil, Empty, and Casey.
All of our beautiful sea monsters like Joe, like John, like Dirty Dean, Angel, Dementor, System TRL, Rider X Machina, Nia, Mara, Veritunet, and Truggy, Mike, and Gaijora.
On the Death Notes, we got Red Ski Mark, we got Tara, Oil, and Steve, Chris, Jill, and stuff.
It's not even a latency problem. It just takes a minute.
Shoops.
Yeah, exactly.
All of our chairlings, and of course, Libra players, Sandy Shoddy. And there's one more I need to add to that. I've just been meaning to do it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you zombie demon hordes of the internet, you miscreants that might love the Linux just a little too much. We got Jordan. Come on, senior moment. Don't make that look at me, man.
Well, I don't like Linux too much. I feel I love Linux
Look to your right.
a reasonable amount.
Fire, everyone.
Listen.
We'll see you next week. It's too late now,
Harvey.
Too late.
You ignore Harvey.
Show's over.
You don't talk to him.
5 dudes.